my fellow movie lovers. So today's review is of Bad Times at the El Royale, which is about 7 strangers who cross paths at the El Royale, a shady and mysterious hotel. Each person is on a quest to correct the past or mend the future while in this hotel.
This is not a place for a priest, Father. You shouldn't be here.
We might need to work on your sales pitch, son. The El Royale, no place for a priest.
Where do I even begin with this one?
We have a problem.
So the first hour and a half grabbed your attention and you're like, okay, this looks like it's going to be so good. Kind of turned out to be a little bit of a mashup of Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, and 4 Rooms. But unlike Tarantino, it did not give you the delivery that you've learned to expect or love at the end of his movies. So to say the least, this film was a little bit of a letdown, just a tad.
I'm very sorry.
It just gets a little bit weird and prolonged. I think especially when Chris Hemsworth's character kind of gets introduced into the story, you're a bit like, what's going on here? Who is this guy? You're trying to figure him out. And, you know, he's half naked self all the time, chest out, V out. It's kind of distracting. And I know it's supposed to be trying to be like this sexy, sultry, like evil guy. It just seems a little bit dumb to me, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of distracting and you're kind of thinking, oh, well, what's his point?
It's a little too quiet in here. It gives me the willies.
I think for me, one of the main negatives of this film and what really brought down the points was the fact that it was 2 hours and 22 minutes long. Why? Why was it 2 hours and 22 minutes long? Who thought that was a good idea? It's not like it added anything. If anything, the longer it kept going on, the less the marks would come and the less it would become more enjoyable, and the more you were just like, shit, when is this film going to end? For me personally, they could easily have lost 40 minutes easy without even thinking, without even blinking. And it just makes me think like there were other scenes that probably cut out of this, so you can only imagine it was probably a 3.5-er. And then you started to figure out what the purpose of the movie was, or the message, or the story, and it became a little bit educational, a little bit preachy, a little bit about, you know, good versus evil, the wrongs of men or man, sexism, racism, war, military. It just all got a little bit messy, and I just thought it was just a bit much. I feel like it was just a bit much and dragged out, instead of doing it but keeping it short and choppy and dragging out certain scenes and then bringing it back in. But that's just me, and that's my opinion.
Which side are you on? Right, wrong, God or no God, red or black?
Great idea to start out with, great story to start out with. Didn't know how it was going to end, so therefore the last 50 minutes were a little bit tedious. Great shots. The cinematography was quite beautiful as well. I will not take away from that. I quite enjoyed that. But as I mentioned, the last 50 minutes really brought down the tone. And so for all of those reasons, I give Bad Times at the El Royale a Rachael RnR rating of 6.9, a 7. Give it a 7. Usually my 7s are, I would go watch them again. I wouldn't watch this film again just because it's so long, unless I want to fall asleep. Unless I want to fall asleep, then I'll watch this film. Because it will, you know, keep you going for like the first half an hour, then after that you're like, oh, it's going to dead out. But apart from that, I just found it really long. But always, I'd love to hear your thoughts, and I'm sure out there someone's thinking this is the best movie since sliced bread, which I'd love to hear from. But as always, thank you for watching, and until next time.
I've done horrible things.
So's everybody. Shit happens. Get the whiskey.